So the time has come to get the ARB Big Tube Bar on. I've had it sitting here in the shed for a couple of months now, and it took a couple of months to get here, so we'll just unbox it. So that's it in there. I've got some brush bars and the side steps down there as well, and the recovery point to go on, but we'll get this out and have a look. Well, they certainly do a good job with their packing. There's plenty here, plenty of cardboard, everything's been taped up. So I just got the matte black instead of the satin. I think that'll look good. Just a personal decision. I think that'll come up all right. So we'll get all that off, and get the winch to sit in. Now my carbon winch turned up today too, so that's good. Another 7 weeks waiting for that, but you know, that's just how it is at the moment. So I'll just keep unpacking this for the moment and have a read of the instructions. Then I've got to get the old one off. So that'll be a bit of fun for the weekend. So I just managed to get the original bumper off. It's a bit of a mission. These bolts are a bit long. I just had to cut one just so I could push it up long enough to get it out. But anyway, that's done. So just following the instructions, we're ready to keep going. So I've been chipping away at this slowly. Got the original bar off. All the indicators and running lights are wired in now. Didn't think much of these Scotch clamps. These press-on clamps. They're a load of rubbish. They don't work. Had a bit of trouble with those, so I spliced into the wire and soldered it. Did a proper job. You know, I just don't want those coming loose after a while. So that's all in there, all conduit on there. Park lights are wired in as well. Got the bar here, got the original fog lamps in. Got the indicators attached there. So just about to sort this winch out. I've got to rotate the gearbox, and then I can get that on there. It's been a bit of a slow process, just chipping away at it. Just undoing these little Allen key bolts here on the gearbox, just so I can rotate that so the handle's facing up when it's bolted onto the winch. We'll just rotate this. Okay. It's either there or there. You gotta be able to get your hand down here through. I wonder what's better. You don't actually get a proper space in the center like there. You're between the holes. So it's either there or there. I wonder which is better. Maybe facing slightly back, I think, might be better. Got your hand coming in there just because of that and the light. I think I want it that way, don't I? That way. My hand comes in, I can, yeah. Okay, I'm going to try that. So I got the winch in. Bit hard when you're on your own, but it's in. I've also turned the motor here around, so the connection points are at the top. I've got to get a breather to go in there, but I can access that. I thought it came with one, but it didn't. Wasn't in the box. That's happy. I'm happy with that. I'll be able to get my hand in there behind the light. Looks a bit awkward now, but when it's on. You'll see what I mean. So now I'm just going to find somewhere to install a solenoid. It's got to go on top for the remote. That's all right. I guess we can just sit that there. That won't be a problem. Okay, so that's okay. See what sort of brackets we got. And we'll get that sorted out. So I've got everything ready to go here. The winch is in, control box is on, done most of my wiring, as much as I can, just to make it easy for myself. Poked a few wires down through here for the lights and the earth cable for the winch. Scotty's come up, give me a hand, bit of muscle. We're just gonna lift this on and go through the instructions step by step, bolting it on and torquing it down. Hang on.
You alright?
Oh shit.
What?
I'm just looking at the space here. Wonderful. I don't think I'm going to go back any further.
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Because there, 2 of those equals 1 of those.
Yeah. I'm hearing you.
Yeah.
In some cases, 2 packers required on the top of each other are required. So
Maybe
they give you. See, they're not just. The inner is the same, isn't it?
So we got the bar on, and now we're just mucking around with these spacers, putting these in the holes here, just to space out the frame, so there's no play. And then you just wiggle these and break them off. But yeah, we've done that. Got the bolts loosely in. Pretty happy with how it sits. We'll just get it nice and lined up, and then we'll tighten everything up and move on to the next step. We got the bar on. That's all tightened up and torqued down, which came up all right. But we thought we'd just put the recovery point on while we're going, and Scotty's just reading through the instructions, and now we've got to take off like 3 or 4 of the bolts that we've already put back on. So he's just reading through that, trying to understand that. They give you a few extra bits and pieces for different models. So that's it there. That's going to go up there like that on that side. But anyway, that came up all right. We've got a nice gap down there. We'll get the side rails and steps on next weekend. We've still got to hook up all the wires, all the lights. But that's slowly coming together. Sort of dropped it down about 1/2 an inch. There's a lot of weight there. Yeah, so that's a big job putting that on by yourself. You definitely need a second pair of hands. It was sort of fun to do once, but I wouldn't want to do it again. Very fiddly. But anyway, it's on now. Still got to hook up the winch, put the lights on, put the side rails on and the steps. That'll be another job for another weekend. Hook up the aerial. But anyway, we got there in the end. So yeah, look, big thank you to Scotty for coming up and giving me a hand. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate that.
Pay me in beer.
Yeah, no worries, my shout. Anyway, there we go. That's all done. So while I'm down here with the camera, just making a video for something else, I thought I might just make a quick little clip and just talk about these ARB Sidesteps and brush rails I have. Now, I've seen a lot of cruisers, like, you know, every second cruiser's got the ARB gear on, and you know, there's a lot of superior kits on there too, but one of the problems I ran into was the step bracket interferes with the superior engineering cradle for the long arm kit, and I could not find any information on what to do about that. I don't know if there is any, but anyway, what happens is, because of the superior cradle here, pushes the back of the step out, you know, nearly an inch. So what I had to do was take an inch, about an inch, out of this rear bar here and put a spacer in there, and just so it would fit with my cradle. So I've re-welded this, put a sleeve in there, re-welded it, painted it up, made a spacer so that can go on, and then the back's not sticking out because it looked a bit funny when I sat it on there, and it would have mucked up the brush bars. So I'm not sure how everyone else does it, but that's how I did it. I just had to cut a piece out, and this bar is in a different position on the other side. So, you know, obviously there's a reason for that. I'm not quite sure, but I had to do the same on the other side. So I'll just come around the other side and show you. Just had to do the same thing there. Just cut that there, put a sleeve in it, re-welded it, made up a spacer. On the back here, I cut the bolt that came with it. It's like a big U-bolt, welded that onto a bit of plate, used the existing bolt that was there just to get around. So a bit different on the other side, but just made it work. So that can go on, and then it was all in line, nice and even. That was a lot of mucking around, but anyway, there you go. There may be another trick to it, but that's what I did. Just spent a few weekends working on that, nutting that out, and got it all together. So it sits just right. It's all in line, you know, all the spaces are the same, if you can see. But anyway, there we go, another obstacle overcome. So that's what I did. If anyone's looking for any help on that one, thanks guys.